Buhari's administration that only God can solve Nigeria's problem, a sign that APC has failed, says opposition parties. Good morning everyone and thank you for tuning in and listening to this headline and we got your earnings this morning. Well, our headline for this morning says that Buhari's administration that only God can solve Nigeria's problem, a sign that APC has failed. Of course, yes, of course. Well, under this headline, it says that major opposition parties have criticized former President Muhammadu Buhari for urging Nigerians to seek divine intervention to revive the country instead of admitting the failures of successive APC-led governments. Niger On Point report that Buhari remarks made in Hausa during an APC stakeholder meeting in Katsina on Saturday have sparked widespread reaction, particularly on social media. The former president have said, "Only God who created Nigeria can solve the problems of Nigeria," encouraging his supporters not to give up on the country. The National Publicity Secretary of the New Nigerian People Party (NNPP), Ladipo Johnson, in an interview with Punch, described Buhari's comment as a clear reflection of the APC's inability to address the nation's pressing issue. He said, "Well, it's an administration that the APC government has totally failed Nigerians and that they have led us down to an economic downturn." This statement by the former president shows that even the current administration is confused. It also means they have no clue about what they have been going through or what they have been doing all this while. It's like a trial and error process. What we need is the right set of leaders. The APC has failed and cannot provide the leadership required to turn the fortunes of this country around. The People Democratic Party share the same sentiment. In a phone chat with Punch, the Deputy National Youth Leader of the PDP, Timothy Oshadolo, says Buhari's remark was also an indictment on President Bola Tinubu's administration. He said, "First and foremost, I think Nigeria should commend Buhari for being honest about the state of the nation and the reality of today's government. Buhari, however, failed to mention that he laid the groundwork for this government and its ineptitude. Well, it's a continuation of his past leadership failure. Again, it's a vote of no confidence in President Tinubu, which further reaffirms what we have been saying, that the man is just there giving people colorful speeches and doing nothing. It's not a time to criticize Buhari for what he said or why he said it. It's a wake-up call for this government and all Nigerians to salvage this country from going the way to South Sudan." Well, this is what happens in countries where leadership fails. So we must not give in to the partisanship or nepotism. President Tinubu only consolidates with the ineptitude of Buhari, who was just fortunate enough to lead this country. Therefore, all men of goodwill Therefore, all men of goodwill must stand up and salvage what remains of the country before things fall apart. Nigeria can only get it right if the leaders are there. Similarly, the national youth leaders of the Labour Party, Prince Kenny Anotu, said he wasn't surprised by Buhari's speech because he was on a few well-meaning Nigerians. He knew he had nothing to offer the country. Well, Anotu added that it was high time Nigeria gave the younger generation a chance to correct the ills of the past. He said, "The truth is that I am not a fan of Buhari and never expected him to do well, so I am not surprised that he did nothing for 8 years. But my point is that we are in a country where before a new president takes over, there is always a perception that he will do better. Unfortunately, after his successive regime, there will be lamentation that he didn't do well." Well, that was most of the things that I said here concerning this headline today this morning. Which says here that Buhari's administration that only God can solve Nigeria's problem is a sign that APC has failed, says opposition parties. Well, of course, yes, of course, you had it for me this morning. And if you're not a subscriber, the best you can do right here right now is to tap that subscribe button here with the notification bell, so that anytime I have any video, you'll be the first to get notified about it ASAP. Well, these opposition parties are right. That for Buhari to say that only God can solve this country, they sign that APC has failed. Believe me, he himself already knows they don't fail. Yes, anybody telling us that Tinubu will still do this, you have hope, because people put a lot of hope in Tinubu, and it looks like Tinubu does not even know what he's doing or why he's there. I'm telling you. The APC are so confused. They've destroyed the economy. And believe me, you have to commend Buhari for being honest, but he was the one that laid the groundwork for this problem that we're facing now. Yes. For a whole 8 years, nothing to show for it. Nothing. People are now asking that what were you now doing throughout those 8 years? What were you doing throughout those 8 years? The biggest mistake Nigerians made was back in 2015, allowing the APC, I'm telling you, giving the APC a chance. And one thing concerning all these APC politicians or APC this thing, they know they cannot do it, but they still want to win their election. Yes. Team that was shouting Emilokon, 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 he knows he cannot do it, but he just want to get it. It's just for name. For the name and the money. They know they cannot do it. They'll just go there and do rubbish. Then put the people in suffering, put the people in pain. Yes. These are the things that make lives to be hard in Nigeria. A lot of people have cried, a lot of people have said a lot of things, but tell me what have you said concerning this APC administration that I've not heard before? All the opposition parties that had Buhari said, was like, well, I'm not surprised. He himself does not know what he was doing there when he was president. Yes, he said the truth, but he himself does not know what he was doing there. That statement that only God will save us, meaning that you people have failed. You people are really admitting that you have failed. Well, SM Joy says that I wish Nigerians can rise against some religious and political leaders to end this mess immediately. I'm telling you. And if this mess is not taken care of, Nigeria can turn out to be South Sudan, where everybody will just break apart and go each their separate ways. I'm telling you. But yes, Buhari was right. There are only two things that can save this country. Number one, of course, God. If God come to our aid. Number two, we need better leaders. We need leaders who are not working for themselves. We want leaders who will work for the people, not for themselves. Yes, Nigerians need a change in leadership. Let nobody deceive us. Nigerians need serious change in leadership. We cannot continue to be living like this. No, 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 no. No. Although to Shibus to say that they are all criminals that steal Nigerians' money to their personal pockets and are here calling for God to deliver Nigeria. But they remain problems of Nigeria. It's true that the people who stole Nigerians' money and are here saying that God will heal Nigeria. But you guys are the problem. If God wants to heal Nigeria, He's taking people out. Yes. What do you guys think? Tell me. Drop your own comment in the comment section. And don't forget to leave a like on this video. Then tap the subscribe button as bigger down with the notification bell so that anytime I have a new video, you'll be the first to get notified about it. Once again, thank you for tuning in and have a wonderful day ahead of you.